The pit lane will be open shortly, which means it's nearly time for qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix here in Monza.
Take 742. Welcome to Formula 1 2018. So, the race, Monza. I'm at Monza. Look, see, it's Monza. However, I am not joined by Wapaka. I am also not joined by Keeper Tim, who did join us for the real race that we recorded. But you know, I go about my normal editing, and footage. It's not there. There's audio, but the video did not record properly. So, I'm recording a filler race here at Monza in the classic 2004, I think it is, Ferrari. It might be the 2002 one. I don't remember which one I went with. Because, you know, what else would you drive at Italy? And this is also going to be assist-free, so lots of mistakes will be happening. Underdriving turns, overdriving turns. The car feels remarkably planted, though, even though I took all the rear downforce out. But still, there'll probably be a spin or two. But this is more just me and the road this time. Me and the car, I guess, more like. Yeah, so I don't get the actual race to upload for you guys, which is really saddening to me. I don't want to spoil anything. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna pretend that that's fine. That's how you're supposed to do Ascari. Yeah, I enjoyed the race. All week long in practice, doing time trials and stuff. I felt really good. I know a lot of the other guys were going to be running only increased top speed, whereas I was able to feel comfortable enough running maximum top speed. Woo! I think that might be pole or second place, something. It was pretty close. It is pole. Alright, I'll take that. I am only on 90, which is Master. I'm not on Legend, because I'll let Jeff talk. Yeah, so before I click Advance, yeah, I felt comfortable running max top speed. I think that gave me an edge over some guys in the race, and I was really happy with that. And like I've done here, second race in a row, I qualified on pole.
You got the inside line, Indy, or have you got the outside?
I think I've got the inside. That's 2 consecutive poles. I will take that.
That was close. Ah,
it was. Oh wow! I didn't even see how close it was. Jeez.
Yeah.
I was super stoked about that. Having a good time. Tim was not far behind me at all. It was 600ths. It was a tight race. Tight qualifying, that is. Yeah. So let me go into the race. I do have damage on. I've got all the assists off. So it should be a mess. I'm probably gonna be either not focused enough on the track or not focused enough on speaking. Speaking to myself is not very natural to me, so yeah, we'll see how this goes. And throughout the race, this race, I'll kind of tell you how my Monza went. I might chip in some audio clips. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see the moments that I'm having, but eh. It is time for the Italian Grand Prix. So your starting grid. Oh, okay, he's still gonna speak.
At a Monza circuit where we can expect top speeds of around 215 miles per hour. 11 corners on this 3.6-mile track, with 7 of those coming in the form of chicanes. And with a good slipstream and DRS open, there should be plenty of opportunity for some passing here today.
So no DRS here. Probably not 215 miles an hour either.
Done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
Yeah, see, that was something that I struggled with come real race time. It's not, you don't have to stop. Okay. I haven't run a race in these classic cars yet, so this is cool. That's just, you race it to the end. That might help me, actually, if I make a mistake. So, let me just focus a little bit on the start here. Oh, I didn't realize how bogged down these are going to be. Wow. Okay. So this is a much better getaway. Oh, braking. Yeah, braking is a thing that you're supposed to do. It's not a thing that I did. So yeah, this is not a banner start. So I wasn't this far back in the actual race. Okay, you're not giving me much room there, guy. I want to calm down, get in my own line of traffic, so that way I can focus on my braking zones while I try and speak. I did drop down to 3rd at the start of the race. Of course, Tim got a better launch off the line than I did, followed by Georgian. So they both got me down the inside of turn 1. I tried to fight Georgian on the inside of turn 2, wasn't quite able to do it. So yeah, exceeding track limits. That was something that happened a bunch in the real race. Yeah, so I just tried to calm myself down. I'm like, I'll let the race come to me. I'll let them fight each other. And I'll see what I can make of it. So I did that for a few laps. Got really close in turn 1. I was able to just use their slipstream to drag me down. Wow, everybody else feels like they're so slow. So maybe building up that 2-second time penalty might not be, or 3-second time penalty, whatever it was. Oh, but I'm gonna miss this turn again. Didn't quite stop. Alright, well, hopefully I don't get another time penalty. I did not. They can have those spots back, because I've just showed that I can easily get them. Yeah, let's just hang it around the outside here. Yeah, so where was I? Yeah, using their slipstream towed me down to turn 1 quite nicely. I didn't want to get mixed up in the gravel. Nope. Okay. Hi, guy. Hello. Yep. This is great. Some minor damage. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Jeff. I'll take your new strategy. And this is why I don't speak and race at the same time, especially with no assists on. I'm way out of my element here. I am clear. So, yeah, I just let them tow me down to turn 1. I tried to stay out of it because I'm like, I don't want to mess them up, and I'm messing myself up by doing this and talking at the same time. I didn't want to mess them up. They're fighting for 1-2 in the championship. I am not. Safety car is deployed. Okay. Pressing button 1. Yes, pit now. Oh, I need to pay attention. Right. Let's just restart this. Yep, so they're fighting 1-2 in the championship. Yeah, you said that last time, Jeff. Robust but fair. That's very much how the racing was with Georgian and Tim in turn 1, I think. Everyone kind of stayed their line, let each other have space, which was good. I had a little bit of contact with Georgian, but it's just because there's not that many places for cars to go. Oh, okay. That's much more loose than it was the first time I did this. Maybe that's just because I decided to plant the throttle this time. Ah, you guys scare me. Yep. So, let's just box that guy out. At least I don't have a 3-second time penalty this time. Yeah, Tim Georgian fighting 1-2 in the championship. I don't want to be the guy who's messing that up for them. I've got my own fight in 3rd with Cone Dodger and Colonel RPG. I'm having quite fun with that battle. I didn't expect to be part of that battle come the start of the season with my controller. Very happy with the wheel. I think I've gotten way better. Allows me to focus. I make less mistakes. That's not saying that I don't make mistakes, because I make my fair share. I make a lot less mistakes when I'm using my racing. Oh, well, that was uncalled for. Yeah, I'll just box you out. That's your retaliation. Yeah, I'm fight in 3rd, so I'm kind of just like, I'll let them get away. If I can try and sneak in, if one of them makes a mistake, I will steal that position right back. And I was just hoping, you know, I'll walk away from the day with a podium. Now I'm trying to remember. Did we have a VSC this race, or was it just in Spa? Oh man, the things I don't remember when I can't review my own footage. Yeah, so I was hoping, I'm like, hey, worst comes to worst, I come away today with a podium. I'm sitting comfortably in third right now behind Georgian and Tim. Cone Dodger wasn't able to make the race. Colonel RPG, I don't know entirely what happened to him. I think he might have then been in fourth or whatever. Oh no, because my teammate, Whippica. Whippica had a really good start to the race, was able to get himself up into fourth right behind me. Oh, I need to reduce my speed. Ah. I wasn't paying attention to the delta. Oh, I was paying attention to not being the person to do this. But I am the person who did this. Alright, well, losing spots under safety car, that's great. So, yeah, Colonel must have been a bit back then, because I know that Vintage Beef had a good race. I don't remember, a few people had pretty good races that are usually farther back in the top 10. That may be, so neither Kurt J. Mac nor Cone Dodger were there. Or Gem Knight too, because otherwise there was no way I was getting a podium if Gem was there. I wouldn't have figured that. So am I allowed to? Oh, I'm allowed to get these spots back? Oh, I'm not. Okay. I was like, it's my delta is, you know, quite up. But no, it wants me to leave them the position. Yeah, so I'm like, alright, I'll just focus on racing my race. And then on lap, what is it, must have been lap 3 or something? Maybe 4? Nah, 3. Behind Tim, Georgian had overtaken him, and I hit the exit curb on Ascari. And the car goes shooting across the track. It was quite a moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit too much curb.
Yeah, a bit much. Oh. I think I've had some better saves, but probably not many, because this one I kept on the track in a straight line, rather than, you know, being in grass or gravel or. So maybe my Canada saves were a bit better, but yeah. So I'm like, all right, I've lit up these tires. They're really hot. I'm like, you know what? Lap 4, I'll duck in and get tires. So I'm like, let's just run it off strategy. I'll try and push the undercut onto Tim and Georgian. See if they cover me off. If not, maybe this will be good. Push in some quick laps and see what I can do with that. And they're going so slow. Yeah, try and get these tires up to temp. So, yeah, with that, I went into the pits, get myself off sequence, come out of the pits behind Colonel, Tim, Georgian were all in front of me, and Wolfheart came out of the pits in front of me too. So, when I came out of the pits, I was like right behind Wolf. So I got him, I think on the outside of turn 2. He raced very clean and kind of gave me a way in. I think he realized that, you know, he wasn't fighting for that position because he still had to pit at that time. Wow, this is a quick thing down a straight line. Ah, brakes! Hello, yes. Oh, I shifted down to neutral. I'm like, why isn't the car going? I could probably run rich a lot more. That was something I did. I gave my car a little bit more fuel than I usually do. Ran it rich so much during the race. Man, that thing is quick when you can run it in rich. Ugh, these stupid ABS. I don't know how people race with them. Or not ABS, anti-ABS. Locking brakes. So Wolf kind of gives me the position, or at least doesn't fight me very hard for it. So I'm like, alright, I'll just try and knock in a quick lap. But fortunately, right as Tim is gonna go into the pits, he spins it in Parabolica.
Well, the rain. Oh my goodness! Crap, I messed up. Ah, dang it! Not paying attention. Oh my. Oh,
Going
did you
round
spin?
Yeah,
I hit a wall.
I'm in fourth again.
Oh, well, dang it!
I'm like, okay, that's a free position. I will take this. I'm like, that puts me up into second. That sucks for Tim in the championship, but it helps me try and close the gap to Cone Dodger because I'm right now in fourth. So I'm like, okay. So now this is all just a matter of when Georgian pits. And so Georgian pits, comes out in front of me. I'm like, okay, I expect that. And he had a gap. There was a substantial gap because I hadn't been pushing the best laps. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, well, and it helps Tim if I minimize the points that Georgian gets. So I'm like, I'll try my best to close this 6-second gap, but I can't make any promises. And then as we're rounding the next lap, Georgian goes purple. So that's fast lap. I'm like, okay. There's really nothing I'm doing about this, Tim. And I said that about half a second too soon, because then on that same lap, me following Georgian down the pit straight, I sat fastest lap time. Yeah. Oh, hey! Heyo!
It wasn't that much, but...
I don't care. I was like, oh, I'm definitely losing pace to Georgian.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, I am pleasantly surprised. I ran practice races with Georgian. We were pretty equal on pace. I think my benefit was that that was bad. He ran max top speed, I think, during qualifying, but then switched it to increased for the race, which is something that I had thought about doing, but I didn't actually do. And so, I kind of knock off this quick lap, and I'm like, alright, well, I'm not sure there's many more. Next lap, come around, set purple. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Next lap, come around, set purple. Okay. So I kind of set these few stretches of fastest lap right in a row. Thank you, Jeff. So I'm proud of myself. I'm like, okay, I start to close down the gap, and I'm pushing every second I can out of every turn. I'm trying to not leave anything on the table. And in the upcoming, I don't know the names of all of the turns on this track. Upcoming this chicane, I cut the corner. Let me try and demonstrate how much I cut the corner. Might do it on accident just because I'm going too fast. Yeah, like that. So, Warner corner cutting. That was more or less the line I took through that turn. And I got a 3-second time penalty. I'm like, alright, race is done. Like, GG Georgian. No way I'm catching you. There was, I don't remember how many laps there were left at the time. But I had closed up a fair amount. I was within, I think I made it to DRS range. And so I'm like, well, I tried. And then Georgian messed up in turn 1. That let me close up. I was on him. And so I was like, alright, well, I can stick with this and see if Georgian makes another mistake, or if I can just get a really nice toe going down one of the straightaways. Maybe try and dive bomb him into second chicane or something. But I still, at that point, I was like, as much as I want the race win because it helps me in my fight, I know that, Georgian and Tim, because Georgian's missed races, he needs to win, like, everything here on out in order to beat Tim. So, but I know at the same, so it's a struggle, because I like Tim, and Tim is a really good friend to me. But at the same time, the thing I hate about real life F1 is that the race, oh crap! The race is determined far too early in the season for me. That's why I like IndyCar. I feel like the season's not over until it's over. If you have a bad race in a season, you can recover. Oh man, why did he brake like that? I was hoping that this would have been a bit better. Somebody's out of the race. Alright. Where was I? Tim and Georgian. Yeah, I don't like that F1, the race winner, or not the race winner, the season winner. That was a stupid move. I don't know why I even tried that. season winners determined, you know, this year it was by Mexico, right? I think it was the past 2 years it was Mexico, right? Somebody might have to correct me on that, but yeah, so I like it when you have to fight for your championship all season long, not just, you know, 10 of the 20 races. So I want Georgian to stay competitive in that, but at the same point, I like Tim, and so I want him to do well. But I also want my own season to do well, so that's where I'm thinking on this. And then, yeah, so I was just continuing. I'm like, I really want this. I really want this win. And then, outside of Lesmos 2, I think it was, Locked Tires? I don't think it was Locked Tires. I think it was Marcus. I believe it was one of the McLarens, and I don't think it was Neon. So, parked outside of that turn right there was Marcus. He was slow. I think he had gone off to gravel in Lesmos 1 and was still trying to either get gravel off his tires or was just slow getting back onto the track. And he didn't actually touch Georgian from what I saw, but I think it threw Georgian enough off his game trying to avoid lapping this car that Georgian went wide in Lesmos 2 and hit gravel. Let me just, should have braked a little bit sooner, but I could have done that. You know, Lesmos 2, he goes off into the gravel, and so I just swing by on the inside, and I was able to move myself up into first. So now with, like, it was either two... Oh, I missed the braking zone. Oh, I think I just got that slowed down enough. Nice. You know, 2 or 3 laps to go. Now I have to build a 3-second time gap over Georgian in order to protect against my penalties. Because I'm like, you know, it's nice that I was able to do this and that Georgian made a mistake, but, you know, I'm not sure I can recover even with that, and so I think Georgian might still win it. So, you know, I just gotta keep racing, and I don't want to spoil the ending of the story yet. I figured that, you know, me talking and racing and getting distracted a lot, I would have already been on lap 13. But I've been having a really fun time. I think I might have needed to use a higher difficulty. I didn't expect to be this competitive. I think I'm just getting used to it. So maybe Master wasn't high enough. Maybe I could have played on Legend. Who knows? That actually does leave me with something I was thinking about the other day. At some point, this Formula 1 season will end, and that will make me quite sad. So I was thinking that, you know, now that the game's been out forever and everybody's already done their own single-player series and whatever, single-player campaigns and career modes, whatever, I was thinking that once this season ends, I want to start mine. And maybe try and get more used to talking to myself. Because I'm actually enjoying myself today. I also wouldn't mind doing like a career campaign in these old cars, because man, this thing is fun. I'm having more fun racing this than I was racing the 2018 Williams car. Unfortunately, it's not the real Williams car, because otherwise I would never have had the chance to win Germany last week. Or not Germany. Pfft. Wow, Germany was a bad race. Belgium was a good race. Or Canada, too. Those were both my favorite races of the season so far. I wouldn't have had a chance to win either of those if we were in the real-life Williams car. Wipaka and I would not be having a fun time, I think. But I'm enjoying the season. I think it's gone well. I wish that I'd had a racing wheel earlier. I think I could have done a lot better. I don't know that I would have been fighting for first in the championship, even if I had had a wheel all season. But I know that my chances would have been a lot better. I think I got lucky with my race win in Canada. The fact that Jem had that issue, then made him retire. Oh, come on, I had just gotten those spots. And I shifted into neutral again. Yeah, Jem retired because so, I never clarified this in a video, I think. You know, I followed Gem Knight into the pits, and when he had told his pit crew to switch him to the intermediate tire for the start of rain, it didn't actually lock in, and so they put him out on a wet track on the ultra soft tire. And so he kind of just had a rage quit, Codemaster sucks moment, and left the race, because there was, at that point, he wasn't going to win, and it would have been very hard for him to finish in the points, because he would have had to make another lap on a wet track, and then switch to the dry tire. Oh, I want to dive bomb. Yeah, that worked out. Hopefully I'll keep these positions into turn 1 this time. So yes, that was the only reason I won in Canada. I think last week I had a very good race all by myself. Qualified pole on the app. The only other time I had qualified pole was in Austria, which is technically I qualified second, but keeper Tim had the penalty on him for avoidable contact with, I think, Constantine, which wasn't his fault at all. That was a Codemasters moment. So, yeah, that I qualified on pole there, and then had a terrible race. Can I stay out of the gravel for like 5 laps, please? Yeah, I had a terrible race there, and then I had a couple really bad races in a row, with Germany being taken out in qualifying, and then ruining myself during the race, and then Hungary. I think I was still just mad from Germany, and I shouldn't have let it get to my head, but I did. So that ruined my Hungary, because I was pushing too hard, thinking that I could have a good result to make up for it, and instead I didn't. And I think that hurt Williams in our, as the team championship, because Whipka was the one carrying the team for those few races and getting us the points, which was good for him to step up when I was being an idiot. And I really appreciate that. I think I'm happy with the teammate I got. I mean, I would have loved to have... Why do I keep going into neutral there? I would have loved to have Tim as my teammate, but I think that's just because we have good chemistry. But I really like Whipka. I think we've gotten along well. Yeah, so, you know, Belgium, I cut this corner again. There's the penalty. That's what happened with me when I was chasing Georgian. That exact situation. Yes, Jeff. Thank you. You can shut up. So, race winner. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, just cut all of the corners now, why don't you? Something about Whipka, good teammate. Tim and I have good chemistry. I don't remember, but yeah, Whipka stepped up big while I was being stupid. That was good. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun this season, and at this point right now, I'd be saying 3 wins on the season, 2 in a row. Checkered flag, and there it is, number 3, 2 in a row.
Nice.
Oh, and he's gone.
And a fast lap to add on to it. I did win again here in Monza. I wish that this had been better. I think I could do it if I was a little more focused. Yep, so that was me on podium, Georgian on the left, P2, and Colonel RPG came home P3. Tim had a real big, that mistake was just, it was huge. It dropped him down. I think he finished 5th? Maybe, no, 4th? Might have been 4th. I don't remember. Yeah, because Tim must have been 4th, and then... And I'll have, at this point, I'll have the stats up, because Georgian will have made the banner. I think Tim 4th, and Vintage B 5th or something. So yeah, it was a fun race, though. I enjoyed it. So what it ended up being is... I did have a bit of a gap to Georgian coming out of Ascari, but in Lesmos on that lap, Jeff decided to give me an important piece of information.
Oh, too much grip.
Like, Well, geez, Jeff. You couldn't have said this 4 seconds earlier? So, at that point on, I was just like, alright, just careful with the curbs. Don't bin it, don't bin it, don't bin it. Please don't bin this. Didn't come home P1, so I will take it. That closes me up quite a bit in the championship to Cone Dodger. Because after those bad races, yeah, I was behind. Now I'm only 3 points down since he missed this race and my 2 back-to-back wins. So I'm excited. Looking forward to Singapore, a track that I despise. I think it's a bad track. I don't enjoy racing it, but yeah. So that's what my week was like. I'm sorry that you don't have the actual footage. I'll try and add some audio clips though, so you can. I think I said this so you can hear what I was going through at the time. But next week, I've clearly figured out how to record Formula 1 again. So next week, you'll be back to your regularly scheduled broadcasting with myself and Wapaka. I don't think we'll be with Tim, unfortunately. I think Akinia's back, and so he has his recording partner. But no, having Tim was fun the past 2 races. So yeah, we'll head off to Singapore, and I will see you all later.